Good evening. Welcome to the Greenway Advisory Meeting for September 25th, 2017. We do have a quorum. Let's start off with our Director of Parks and Recreation, A.C. Davis.
All right, I got a little information for us. Some of the same information you spoke with Kyle, the Assistant City Administrator. We're planning to do a walkthrough with the contractors possibly within 2 weeks. Kyle is on vacation next week, and then he'll be back. And then we're going to try to do a walkthrough at that time. Myself and David will get with him, and we'll see where they're at. They should be finishing up, though. Our benches and garbage cans came in. Now there's a lot of assembly required, so I'm short-staffed right now, but we're going to get to work on that right away. And then my trail cams came in as well. I think they had just come in, I think before our last, right after our last meeting maybe. And I bought 4 of them, and we're going to wait till the contractors are actually finished before we put them out. And then we're going to try to place them strategically. There'll probably be some moving around of them to see better angles and things like that, because if they're too visible, somebody's going to steal them, you know. So we don't want that. So they have memory cards in them, and we'll be able to pull those out and bring them to the shop and check. You know, if we see vandalism in a certain area, it'll be a lot of trial and error to it, though. But we have I did purchase 4 of those. And we're going to go ahead and put those up as soon as the contractors, and as soon as we have our official opening, and we'll just kind of go from there. It'll be a little bit of a, you know, just see where we need to move things around. So, and you had spoke with Kyle as well?
Yes, there will be a change order on this upcoming Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting for the workshop on Thursday, and then the meeting on Tuesday. Kind of related to all the stuff that had to be dug out. But then with that, he had talked about the upcoming walkthrough to see what needs to be finished, corrected, and whatnot. And then from there, getting back with the contractor to get that shored up.
Right. Now we have also, all of this time, even though it's not technically open yet, the grass doesn't know that. So it's continued to grow, and trash and things accumulate. So we go down every day and at least check it and pick up trash, and at least once or twice a week, and try to weed eat and mow more of the common areas, because there's a lot more grass on it than you think. So we've been trying to keep everything knocked down and keeping it presentable, and I know that a lot of people are using it now, even though it's not technically open. I mean, it's, you know, open access, so people can use it. So, but we're trying to stay on top of that as well.
Yeah, if you look on Facebook, there's quite a few photos, people going through, just taking pictures of nature, taking photos of themselves, and just exploring it. And people are excited about it.
Yeah, and well, they should be. It's I mean, if anybody has walked it, it's gorgeous. I mean, it's really nice.
And it's long.
Yeah, it is long. It really is. And there is some upkeep required, but it's really nice. I'm glad we have it. So.
Well, I'm probably one of those guilty people with friends, and we've actually made it kind of an every weekend thing. So we're seeing the progress, and we're seeing whether there's more trash, less trash, whatever. And I have to tell you, we love the signs. We love there's a little bit of history.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of everything on those signs. We stopped to look at all of them, and for the most part, I mean, there's like, you know, a little can here, a little bottle here, but so far it's holding up, and we are seeing more and more people using it on the weekends. It was actually interesting to see someone down there with a tent. I don't know if they stayed all night, but we heard them. They were in there, and as we were coming back through, they were packing up and leaving, and they looked to be younger. Not really going to encourage that, but it's nice to see people using
right. Well, I've noticed too that the debris and the trash that you see is not so much on the greenway as it is out near the road where cars pass by and throw it out.
That's maybe what I'm thinking, and the wind is catching it. Once y'all removed all the stuff that had been there previously, we're not seeing the dumping and what have you. And they have done a little better job of putting the barrels up in some of those places where cars were driving.
Right.
It's a long greenway.
It is long. It is.
And even though it ends right past the roundabout, you can continue on the old road and you can go down there. And actually, there's some bridges and it's right over the lake and it's beautiful. First thing in the morning, you see the birds and it's just real quiet, real calm. And then it's round total. I want to say probably the second bridge you get to 4.4 miles of aching the next day if you don't do it regularly. But it's really nice, and some of the people that have been walking with me really love those signs, really love to see it coming along, and so y'all have done a great job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. We're working on it. Like I said, like you and I spoke about, we're going to get the Boy Scouts involved and any other civic group that we can find that's willing to help out, because I mean, technically we can't do it until the greenway's finished because, you know, of liability issues, but once that's done, hey, we'll take all the volunteers we can get to
And
help.
I'll certainly help with that.
Yeah,
And the
absolutely.
Boy Scouts are already asking, they're trying to find out when it's opening so that they can take their scouts down through there as part of their nature hike.
Yeah.
And so they're actively following up, I know, at the very least with me, if not the other board members.
It's great. Yeah, I've already spoke to Bob about it as well, but I mean, there are more than one troop of Boy Scouts, so we can get all kind of help that way.
Well, there's also Girl Scouts
There
as
are
well.
Girl Scouts as well. Hey, that's absolutely right, so.
And there are Box 100 members that are already walking that greenway.
That's right.
And as we go, we do pick up some as we
Oh,
go,
yeah, yeah.
depending
Well,
on what
hey,
it is.
And if you ever just want to swing by the shop and get some pickers and a bucket, and just come on by there before you take your walk, and I'll make sure you get some.
Well, we saw our first dead garter snake. I think it was a baby, it was trying to get across there, just didn't quite make it, so. At least it's nothing scary. Like big mama snakes.
Anybody else have any questions for AC on the Greenway?
So as soon as you get a date for the ribbon cutting, if you could
I will
shoot
shoot
us
that
an
out to everybody
email,
right
I
away.
would love to get as many people out there as
Oh,
we
yeah.
could. This is huge. This is great.
Yeah,
And a
Long
phone
time
call
coming.
or text message.
got him today.
Thinking of you.
And whenever y'all changed it, 'cause y'all had done it for last Monday at 5.
Well, it got changed.
Right,
Yeah,
you changed
yeah.
it, let me know.
Right, yeah.
You got a general
Okay.
idea of when that ribbon cutting will be?
No, we don't want to say anything just yet. We're going to do the walkthrough week after next, and then at that point, we'll know how far we are. You know what I mean?
Part of that is dependent upon the change as far as once they do the walkthrough, what items need to be changed and then what time frame it takes to get those completed.
Right.
Then you gotta do another one, don't you? If you do the changes, you gotta do another walkthrough?
If there are changes to be made, yeah, you'll have to do a second one as well.
Yeah.
Oh, and was there a follow-up to, and I believe, I can't remember who asked the question, but where all that mud and stuff is getting under
Well,
there?
I talked to Kyle about that today. Murfreesboro's having the same issue with theirs.
Okay.
So that's going to be a question for the contractor during the walkthrough. We're going to see if there's something we can put across there. I don't know. It may keep the mud out there. It's not going to keep the water out, but it'll
Yeah.
keep the mud out. But the water can, as long as the water dries up and it's not depositing mud on the surface of that concrete, that's a lot safer and a lot better.
Yeah.
But that adds a whole nother element to maintaining it.
Can you send it somewhere else beside the crosshair?
What's that?
Can you send the water somewhere else?
It's in a low-lying area underneath the overpass, so there's nowhere else for it to go. And the
And it's
creek
gonna-
runs on both sides, and if the creek gets up, it all comes in.
It's gonna be mud in it then, it's
Yep.
gonna be
Yeah.
quite a bit all
And
the
that's
time.
the thing, is the mud. That's,
You want to keep the water moving first, but it's going to be an ongoing
it
maintenance
is.
thing.
It's going, I mean, because the way it's like a bowl. I mean, if y'all have seen it, I mean,
Yeah.
the water, as long as it's moving, is fine. But once it slows down, it just sits then.
Yeah.
It's not,
And it's gonna,
It's just going to be constant, and also, what you have there now is, what, 10, 15 years of buildup? So,
Yeah.
actually, it's more than that, I believe. Probably
like a
about
shovel
18
when you
years.
take your garbage can, pick up your garbage, shovel.
well, yeah, and we thought of snow shovels. I mean, it's a big, that's a lot. That's a big area under there.
Yeah,
And
it is.
depending on the rain and how much it is, I mean, you can be that much mud under there. It's a lot.
Raise the concrete up, let it go under.
You know, I don't think that was figured into the budget when they did that,
Right.
but I
They
wish it
didn't
had
know that
been.
either.
It's pretty much the same design that Smyrna and some of the other
Is
cities
it?
use.
I haven't been
that
out there. I
low-
haven't seen theirs. Yeah.
That low crossing.
Wow. It's,
It may be lower, I don't know, but
it looks pretty low.
there's
It could have been
closer
different.
to the water than
Yeah.
other places, but That was height of the bridge.
Been
Yeah.
just fine, it hadn't been for the
Predicated
mud.
that.
The mud's the problem.
Yeah.
Water go on and do what it's doing, it's just the mud.
Yeah,
Is the light under the bridge gonna come on?
they're supposed to.
Okay, because it's not been. I've walked it several times in the
Yeah.
evening, and we get out our,
Well, that may
our
be.
flashlight and
that-
walk under.
And that's why we're gonna do the walkthrough too. I don't know if that's one of the things that they finished off of their list yet, but I'll let you know as soon as I know.
Any more questions for AC?
Done an awesome job. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
It's
We're trying, we're short, but we're trying.
Anyone
What
have-
did you say about the cameras? You figured out yet?
What's that?
The cameras?
What about
Figured
them?
out where you gonna put them?
No, we have not. As soon as the contractors are done, then we're gonna go and we're gonna try to see where our problem areas are. And we'll probably move them several times, you know, before we decide on something, you know. I mean, it's a matter of time before somebody does graffiti or something, or there's some damage done. And then I figure we'll start trying to put them around that area but we'll set them up first and then kind of, you know, it'll be a hit or miss thing at
Right,
first.
after everything's over, said with and done.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you get locks for the camera?
What's that?
Did you get locks for the camera?
Well, with the cameras, we're gonna set high up on
Up
the
in
trees. Yeah.
Yeah, so somebody would have to work at it.
Yeah, so we're not gonna make it easy for them, no. But, you know, but people, if they see that, they'll climb up
They
there.
may-
Somebody that's an avid deer hunter, they'll climb up there and get that thing.
Yeah, they make,
deaf for mine.
they make lock sets where you can, they're just boxes that go around the cameras and then they can have,
Okay,
chain them to a
I will
tree.
check on that tomorrow and look at that. The cameras themselves were not bad. They were, I wanna say $59, and they come with the strap and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and that's including the cards and all, so.
Is it like a do they stay off until they got movement?
It's motion detected, yeah,
So it doesn't waste any?
yeah. So you're gonna get a lot of pictures of wildlife, I would imagine, but,
which is a lot of fun.
yeah, I'm
From
sure, yeah.
experience, that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, the good thing is, if it's going off, it's getting something, so
Maybe another garter
hopefully,
snake trying to cross across.
that's okay too.
Once a squirrel finds it, you'll have lots of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes they'll chew on them.
And try to hide their nuts in it, stuff them in the little holes.
Any other questions for AC on the Greenway?
No, sir.
Okay, AC, anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay, well then I call this meeting adjourned.
All right, and I'll be sure.